Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another amazing week of Pulp Picks. I'm Corey.
I'm Fritz.
I'm Sarah.
And I'm Patrick.
And Sarah can start us off today.
Oh, all right. So today, I picked Dark Ride #1. So it's spooky season. I love October. I love Halloween. Always have. Probably always will. But this is an awesome story. It's essentially about a guy who designs this amusement park, but it's all horror theme based. Everybody tells him no one wants to go to an amusement park to be scared. And of course, he's proven wrong, but of course, profits are now down. And so they have to figure out how they're going to increase profits, which leads to some very interesting rides being developed. But I don't want to spoil anything. But I think Joshua Williamson does a really nice job with the story. I'm really intrigued to see where it goes. It's very clear that he has a love of the horror genre, but specifically B-movie horror genre stuff. And as also an avid lover of that stuff, I'm really excited about this book. And the art was really fun too. I think it just really added to the elements. It starts in black and white and then it moves to color. And I think, it's a very clear, purposeful choice in that regard. Yeah. And like I said, I don't want to ruin too much of it because it goes to a very dark place by the end of the book. But if you like Halloween and you like scary stuff, I think this is a really solid choice. So I will throw it over to Fritz.
Well, that works because I also had a very spooky pick. Also ignore my spooky hand. Don't worry about that. But my pick was Night of the Ghoul, issue 1 by Scott Snyder and Francis. Make sure I say this one right. Francovilla. I don't know. We've established I'm bad with Italian names here. But what's not bad is this book. It's really good. It follows the story of there was this horror movie that was going to be made, and it was going to be the greatest horror movie of all time. But then it mysteriously was destroyed in a fire along with most of the cast and crew. And it's why did that happen? So this film buff is trying to figure out it was Satan. Not Satan. But you want that, you can go read Azrael, which was also good. But so this film buff, he's investigating, he's trying to track down the creator, and he's unraveling the mystery of why was this film destroyed? What's it about? What is the ghoul? And it's legitimately spooky at points. The last page is honest to God nightmare fuel. Just this would be that moment in a horror movie where it's just you get the reaction shot of a character that's just absolutely horrified, and then you see what they're seeing and it's just yeah, no, that tracks. There's that I don't know, it's really cool. I personally, a lot of my favorite Scott Snyder stuff is when he does horror, and Francisco, part of what got him big was doing Afterlife of Archie, which was a book that had no right to be as big and good as it was. But so both these guys know their way around horror. Really good stuff. Really great way to start the month of October, and just so good. Definitely come and check it out. Over to you, Patrick.
Yeah, so I went with DC's new Gotham City Year 1. And I went into this book cold. I knew that it was happening, but I didn't really look into what the storyline was going to be at all, because I just didn't want to have any expectations going into it. So it was not quite what I thought it was going to be, but I really like Slam Bradley as a character. Mm-hmm. His interactions with Selena Kyle over the years have been great. Was it Selena's Big Score? He was a player in that, wasn't he?
I think, did they have a kid at some point? Did that happen?
Oh man, I don't know.
I can't remember.
That was probably Earth 12. But it's very cool. It's set roughly in the 50s. They reference the Korean War in it, so somewhere.
61, I think.
61. Okay. Yeah. Details, but it's got kind of a Rat Pack kind of vibe to it. Yeah. It's that kind of era, and he basically gets mixed up in conspiracy, blackmail kind of scheme without knowing that that's what's happening at all.
Yeah.
He thinks that this is going to be a simple job. He thinks it's beneath him, so he kind of wonders whether or not he should even do it because it's just so simple.
Very noir, you'd say.
It's noir, but again, it's set in the early 60s, so it's got kind of that Rat Pack nod to noir is more kind of the vibe. But it's Tom King and Phil Hester, and the story flows really well. It's got a lot of text, but most of it is that kind of narrative kind of text. It's very much set up kind of like a movie. It's like reading a movie. So it flows really well, and the art is gorgeous. There's some panels on here that my brain couldn't even comprehend how somebody could put that together because it just looked so cool. We were talking about there's like a night scene where it's like a Vegas strip in the early 60s part of Gotham, and it's dark and it's raining and it looks amazing. So it was a great book. I'm really interested to see. And the Wayne family is tied in and whatever. I thought this was going to be more kind of along the lines of, we're going to see Gordon's beginnings again or stuff like that. And it's not. And I'm really glad that it's not because this is a much more interesting story.
Agreed.
You should absolutely pick it up. It's very cool.
Yeah.
So, Corey, what do you have?
I picked Dark Crisis on Infinite Earths, number 5.
Are you sure?
Yes. Well, I picked like 2 other books before this, and then I changed my mind.
But it was only 2.
It was only 2. But yeah, so we make lots of jokes about DC's crises.
I think that's
Crises.
I think that's the plural.
Around the store, and overall, I've actually been really enjoying this one. We're obviously, they don't try and hide the fact that the League is coming back in this issue, and it's just
Apparently we don't either.
Well, it's on the cover.
I know.
I would just love if you have for the final version just have the cover censored so people can't.
Spoiler.
But the story has been fun. I love the throwback to like Pariah and the original Crisis on Infinite Earths, and
Daniel Sampre is killing it on the art on this.
the art's been great.
Mhm.
It's been so much. It's just an overall great book. So, and Williamson has been killing it. The story's a lot of fun. So if you haven't been reading it, we should have at least a good number of the back issues for it. So make sure you stop in and pick it up. It's really fun. So, but I think that's all we have time for. So make sure you come in at 11 a.m., tell us your picks, pick up your books, and chat with us. And make sure you follow us on social media at PulpCG on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And we'll see you then.
Just a second, I'm sorry. Okay. I really am worried, huh?